friends, welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So I am out here in the front garden area, and I just wanted to share with you all about the weekend that I just had, and that was the Homesteaders of America conference, the big conference that takes place in Virginia every year. And before I get into the video, if I'm talking a little bit funny, it's because half of my face is a little bit numb. I had a dentist appointment earlier today, and it's kind of in that slightly numb, slightly aching stage. So that's where I'm at. So if I'm talking a little odd, that's why. But I just want to share all about the trip. So first of all, my friend Anna from Fermented Homestead and Julie from Row & Co Farm, we all shared an Airbnb. So, just arrived at the Airbnb, and check out that view back there. Just beautiful. Here is our cabin that we are staying in. There's Miss Anna. I see you.
Trying to hide. I don't know if you're in the video if you want me to.
From Fermented Homestead.
Hello.
Hello.
I gotta get you too.
I'm filming you.
I'm filming you, filming me.
Filming me.
Together at last.
Right?
It's been almost a year.
It has. It's been too long.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful 1800s log cabin. It was decorated with all sorts of beautiful antiques. And Sunday morning, as we were leaving, we actually met the owner, and she told me that all of the antiques that are inside the log cabin, every one of them has a story behind them. That farm had been in her family for a very long time, and it was just a beautiful cabin and had an amazing view. So like I said, we shared the Airbnb. We got up early on Friday morning to go to day one of the conference. And you know, when I go to events like this, I usually end up not doing a ton of filming because I am spending my time just being present, just talking to people, hugging people's necks, making new friends, meeting people who know me but I've never met, and just having a great time. And Nubs is rolling around on the ground, so if my tripod jiggles, that's why. But yeah, we have a great time. And you know, a lot of times many of the speakers or the topics are for people who are newer homesteaders or want to get started homesteading, and so they're not necessarily something that I might expect to learn something new, but I will definitely always enjoy everyone that I attend. And I do learn things because, you know, there will be people like Daryl Patton, the amazing herb guy, who just kind of blows your mind on all of the uses for all of these things we see around here that we would call weeds, like pokeweed. Joel Salatin, of course. Some of the other ones I sat through were the Dohertys, who are always excellent speakers. Joel Salatin.
It weighs you down, you know, it really weighs you down. If you have a house that doesn't have a lot of clutter and you just have the things you need, we really don't need much. This journey has taught me especially that you just basically, you need just like shelter over your head. Food in your belly, and you know, a warm place to be. Really, I mean, that is it. And those are the things that are good. And my husband.
Rebecca Rhodes, Justin Rhodes, you know, there's just tons of them that we got to enjoy. John Lavelle, It was just a great time. It always is. I kind of consider the Virginia conference my vacation, because I just have a great time, and every time I leave looking forward to the next one. So like I said, I didn't do a ton of filming while I was there. I did snap a bunch of pictures, and I did try to get pictures with everybody that I got to see, but there's tons of people that, of course, later on I realized, oh, I never got a picture with them. You know, like Jess and Rebecca and just tons of other people who were there, but I did get a few, and so that's always great. It's nice looking back on those. Now, of course, I did do a little bit of shopping while I was there. Not a ton. I did pick up just a few things, like my new Homesteaders of America t-shirt, and this is their 2022 design. So they have a new one that they do every single year, and this is this year. So I got a t-shirt as well as a hoodie. And then I got a green coffee mug. And those were, of course, all at the HOA tent. And through the course of the day, I realized I had forgotten to bring my lip balm with me. But it just so happens that there were some people there with some lip balms. And so I stopped by my friend Adam and Leslie's tent, the Bee Kept folks. And, of course, they had some beeswax lip balm to save the day. I picked up a onesie for little Miss Willow, but it is actually already at her house, and so I don't have anything I can show you. I forgot to snap a picture of it, but I'll show you that later on whenever she is over here and she's wearing it. I got some chocolate tea from Doug and Stacy. I have heard so much about that. I've been wanting to give that a try, so I picked some of that up. And I think that's just about it. Like I said, I didn't do a ton. Oh, wait, my earrings. There was someone there who was selling pottery goods, and of course, you know, me and pottery, and sunflowers. So sunflower pottery earrings, I can't hardly resist that. So I got my new earrings, and I think that was pretty much the shopping that I did. There were tons and tons of vendors. I actually didn't even go to all of the vendor tents. I was so busy talking and just enjoying being there that I didn't really get a lot of shopping done, but that's all right. I'm sure there were lots of people there to make up for what I didn't do. So Friday night, after day one of the conference, actually a bunch of us all went out to dinner. There was Anna from Fermented Homestead, Cassandra from Becoming a Farm Girl, Leanne from the Mennonite Farmhouse, Julie from Rowan Cove Farms and her husband Greg, and then there was Becky from Acre Homestead and her mom, and we were having a great time. And it just so happened that the table right next to us were the Dohertys, and a little bit later John Lovell joined them over there. So it's a pretty popular place to go. Great food every time, and it's one of those restaurants where the waiters and waitresses never write anything down, even when there's a bunch of people there, and they get it right every single time, even when there's modifications to the orders. So it's pretty impressive. And we went there last year, and both times the food was just absolutely amazing. So it's kind of like our little, that's the place we go every year. So I'm assuming, you know, Lord willing, and it happens again next year, we'll probably go there to eat again. And then after day two, when the conference was ended, we were actually invited over to the Stivers Airbnb. They had a little bit of a kind of a little after party, I guess you could say, kind of a get together. And I actually carpooled. Well, Julie and Anna and Greg and I all went in Julie's truck, because the Stivers had an Airbnb on the top of a mountain, and there was not much room to park in. And so we all kind of carpooled and just had a great time getting to know one another and spending time together. There were some other people there as well. Hidden Oaks Homestead was there, and of course a lot of them we're actually going to be seeing again in a couple of weeks, because I am going to be headed to Florida. There is the Gulf Coast Homesteader Meetup, I think it's called. that's put on by Hidden Oaks Homestead, and we're going to be there. I'm looking forward to that, and so I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun as well. So that kind of wrapped up the conference. On Sunday morning, I got on the road. Well, we all kind of got on the road, and we had realized that our route home actually kind of took us right past Polyface Farm, and I had never been there. Now, it was Sunday, of course, and you know, the Salatins and most of the people are churchgoers, so nobody was going to be there, and technically it is closed on Sunday. However, they've got like a 24/7, 365 day a year open door policy where people can just come and walk around and see the farm and see the operation. And he says it's one of their ways of being transparent about everything that they do. And so it was just a couple of miles off the interstate, and so Anna and I went ahead and stopped and kind of looked around a little bit and took in at least a little bit of Polyface Farm. And then we said our goodbyes, took a couple pictures, more hugs, and got on to the road. And it was a really, really long drive home. I ended up actually getting into some really bad traffic jams multiple times, multiple states, and ended up getting home way, way later than I ordinarily would have. My plan had been to finish this video and edit it and get it uploaded for Monday, but that wasn't going to happen. Like I said, the Homesteaders of America conference is always a really great time, and in case you don't know or you've missed it, if you wanted to attend and were not able to do so, all of the events or all of the speakers, all of those sessions will be available online. Some of it is already up and available, but the other sessions will be up later on as well. If you are a member of the Homesteaders of America website, it's fairly inexpensive and it gives you access to all of the speaker sessions. You could also get access to the previous year's speakers from other conferences. And there's some perks. If you are a member, you can get discounts at some of the other partner businesses. So a lot of people don't know that, but that is also kind of a little carrot to dangle in case you were thinking about becoming a member. And if you are curious about that, you can find a link down below. That's kind of like my affiliate link. Gives me credit if you join up, but no pressure. So that is it. I hope you enjoy my trip to the Homesteaders of America conference. I know there was a bunch of people who were looking for me that wanted to meet me while I was there, And you know, there's a few thousand people who come to that conference every year, and it's very easy to miss people. I saw tons of people posting on Instagram and tagging me and tagging Homesteaders of America, or getting pictures with other people I know, and I did not know they were there, or I'm just plain missed them. But that's just how it is. And you know what? It just means you gotta come next year, because if you missed me this year, you can try and catch me next year. But anyways, it was a great time as always, and yeah, you should think about coming next year. And if you are thinking about coming, you want to get your tickets as soon as possible. As soon as they become available, you need to jump on there and get your tickets, because they sold out quick last year. They sold out super quick this year, and I am sure that the 2023 one will sell out even faster. So do not dawdle. Don't procrastinate. Do it as soon as you can, as soon as they become available. So that is it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me here in the front garden under my shelter. I will share a little bit about this later on in another video. So again, thanks for joining me here at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.